Yeah, but you got it in the picture.
Oh, yeah, that's I know. We're live now. Yeah. Hey, good afternoon. I probably should take my glasses off. Well, then I can't read. But you can see the screen in my glasses, so it's kind of trippy. It's cool. Okay, so we're going to start reviewing books. Uh, I'd like to say every week, but sometimes I don't read that fast. So when, although I do have a few books I've already read that we can do. Uh, so without further ado, the first book that we're going to review is a very useful book. Um, I've owned this book since 2017 and I still haven't gotten through all the content. And it is called, well, here's a picture of it, which it seems like it looks backwards here. That's weird. Okay. But, anyways, let me get here for a second. Okay. The book is called A Manual on Cleansing, Clearing, Exorcism, and Psychic Protection. It is by WhiteWolfStar. Um, you won't find very much on her on the internet. I've looked, unless that you have some really super cool sleuthing uh, skills. Then oh, then we'll go. Okay. So, like I said, I got this book in 2017 because uh, I had a client that needed an exorcism, and I just haphazardly agreed to do it. And I didn't know how. So I got this book. I got on Amazon and I said, okay, exorcism. And then so I started and I figured that the first book I would buy, and my spirit guide was like, nope. And I would keep going, keep going down and keep going down. Nope, 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 nope. And then I got to this book, and one of my guides is a wolf. And spirit guide went, that one. All right, I took it. Uh, when I got it, it was much more than I ever expected. There are rituals on exorcisms that we used, uh, and there are so much more things, and we'll go over those in a moment or two. Okay, so it teaches from several modalities. So it's just not a shamanic book. It's just not a magic book. It uses everything that's positive and protective. So there's Rosicrucian, there's the Lord's Prayer, there's Sri Lantras and mantras, and all kinds of things like that. There are councils that you can go speak with that um, are interesting to say the least. So, because we've done it. Some, and again, not even all of them. And some of them, the information was so deep that it took us weeks to decipher it and use it. So this book, again, there it is still in print. You can get it on Amazon. I think it's about $25-$30. It is well worth the investment. And as you can see, my copy is dog-eared and used. It was brand new when I got it. There's, like I said, there's so much stuff in there about it. So most of the information isn't detailed, but it is enough knowledge there to give you a working understanding of how to do the rituals. Because in my opinion, I think that she just wants to open your mind, and then you go look and let spirit guide you to where you're supposed to look. Uh, so keep that in mind. All right. So now the first, the first important thing, well, it's all important, I guess. But the first thing that I saw that really got to me um, was that on page 21, it starts with uh, Healer's Code of Ethics and Conduct. Most books, and well, in fact, every book I've read besides this one just gives you the how-to. And go on it. This book actually sits there and says, wait, before you go to heal somebody, have these 10 things lined up. So it's about not having an ego, not healing people because you can, uh, being humble, uh, listen to what your client says. Don't just go, oh, yeah, I know. Here, we're going to do this. And then the client walks away and goes, like, that didn't work. So it also has a few poems in it, which I thought was fun because, I'm an artist and I like to write songs and stories. Uh, it also has things on sacred plants, which Yerba Santo, I think it's called. This is the one I got to get. And I love the description of it is that it's a scrub brush for your energy. So if you're feeling kind of murky, go get Yerba Santa. And it also tells how to work with candles and crystals. But again, not a detailed information. If you want a detailed information, then you go get a book on crystals and so on and so forth. So then the next thing I'd like to show you here, which has been extremely valuable, is this part right here. It's clearing an exorcism checklist. And if you use a pendulum, this is great because you start right here and you put the pendulum in the center and then you start asking. And the first thing you ask is, what are the entities like? And it goes from normal, mild influence, annoyance, toxic and harmful, dark and dangerous, deadly, and demonic. So the pendulum will tell you what kind they are, which will prepare you. The bottom one goes to how many are there. And I know most people just think, well, there's only one. And it's like, no, sometimes they're little tiny ones and they're grouped in a ball. And it could be 100 that could be annoying. Or there could be one that's deadly. So anyways, so it goes from 0 entities to 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, too many to count. I have never run into too many to count. Only one time that I run into 50. Most of the time, it's between 0 and 10. So that'll give you an idea. So that's cool. And then on this next part, you go in here, and then you can find out what kind of help it needs or your client needs. Is it, well, the first thing it says, can or should you help the client when they come to you? That's a very important question to deal with. I know as healers, our hearts are this big and we just feel we can help everybody. But maybe this one is a little out of our current league and we need to pass it on to someone else. That's a possibility. But then it'll say on what level should you work with this person or place, because this book will show you how to clear land. Is it physical, psychic, mental, emotional, spiritual, or karmic? And we found that most people who think they've been cursed actually have a karma issue. Do they need help? Do you need any help? It'll tell you if you need help. Like, do they need some medical attention? Do they need psychiatric help? Do they need a priest or a bishop or spiritual counseling or a karmic board? Here again, that karma board is like, and that's a really interesting thing to work with. Yeah, because they'll go, oh yeah, back 2 lives ago they did this, and it has followed them through these lives now, and is so they need to go and do such and such to clear the karma. And it's pretty interesting to see when the people do it. For instance, we had this lady who had to, she actually took on something for her great aunt. And that's allowed. But she had, of all things, part of clearing the karma was that she had to not shave for 30 days. Think about that. Could you do it? We found that a lot of times that to clear a curse or a karmic thing is that you have to get in. They give you something simple. Because if they told you that you had to hitchhike to Seattle and then go into the underground and then swim in the lake, you're like, oh, yeah, I got that, man. But if they tell you you have to repeat a mantra 10 times a day for 10 days, would you remember by the 5th day to be doing it? So there's that. And then the last part I want to go into here is this part right here. If you get this book, there it is again. You'll look at this part. It says the lesser and greater ritual of the pentagram. In terms of people who do this, it's called the LBRP, which stands for the lesser ritual of banishing. Okay, the lesser banishing ritual, LBRP, lesser banishing ritual. Yeah. Anyways, this is and it actually says right here, this is a very effective ritual. If there's only one ritual you use from this book, use this one. We have been using this ritual now for a few months, and it changes your life. It changes you for the better and helps you move forward. It gets you past blocks and so on and so forth. And in another video that'll be coming sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about the LBRP and and maybe give you some written things about how we do it. Okay, so the book is A Manual on Cleansing, Clearing, Exorcism, and Psychic Protection. And if you're doing any kind of work of clearing negative energies from people, get the book. It's worth it. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. And until the next one, we'll see you later. Gratitude and blessings.